test is going to tell you what the basic nutrient levels are in your soil. And that way you can make adjustments based on that information rather than guessing. And there are some tools and things that you'll need. It's good to pick up a sample bag if you don't happen to have a bag like this, because you want it to be paper. And if you pick up a soil test kit, you can get one at the University of Idaho Extension office, and there are some labs in town that also provide these. So you have your sample collection bag. You need a way to take the sample of soil. This is a great way to do it. If you can get one of these core tools, it's very easy to put these in the ground, twist it, and bring up your sample. But if you don't have access to one of these, you can use a shovel or a spade. You may need to also have a hand trowel to dig a sample out if you're using a shovel or spade. You need a plastic bucket to put all your samples in. And this is important that it's not metal, because metal can mess with the results. So it does need to be plastic. It's handy to have some way to measure how far down you're going if you're unsure. You want it to be 10 to 12 inches, so a standard ruler will help. And the final thing that you need is a measuring cup. Just a 1 cup is fine, because you'll need to measure out 2 cups of soil, or 1 pint. Yard. Again, you're going to want between 5 and 10 samples to mix around in your plastic tub. All right, we're going to take a sample with a core soil sampler, and you can buy these at farm and supply stores, and even some nurseries have these. This is the easy way to do it. We'll also show you the hard way. But we want to dig down about 10 to 12 inches. So we're just going to press this into the soil. Okay. So once you get it down, do you see past that 10 to 12 inch mark, which you'll see on the marker, you want to twist it and then pull it back up to get your soil sample. And that's nice. And we're going to take this sample and we're going to put it in a plastic bucket. And then after you take all of your samples that you put in the bucket, you're going to mix them together, and that's going to give you a composite soil sample to send to the lab for testing. If you do not have a soil probe, you can use a shovel or a spade. You want to dig down, again, 10 to 12 inches in a wedge shape, and it's handy to have a ruler to know that you got there. And here we are at about 10.5 inches, and then you take your shovel or spade and you shave down the side. And put this in your bucket and mix it together with the other samples you collected. Another thing that may help is a couple of days before you take the samples, it's a good idea to soak the area so it's not bone dry the day that you try to gather the samples. To get a soil test done, you do have a couple of options here in the Treasure Valley. You can do a search for laboratories that offer soil testing services. Some of them only service agricultural communities, but quite a few also offer garden soil tests. You can pick one up at the University of Idaho Extension. The prices are going to range from, I'd say, around $40 to $70, and they can even be more than that if they're a very detailed test. But for your garden, you just need a basic test to start with, and that test is going to look at the pH level. It's going to determine the organic matter makeup of your soil and also measure nitrogen, phosphate, and potassium.